Endorsements, radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good afternoon, New Jersey. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show where for the last 16 years, can you believe that? 16 years we have been doing the Ask the Expert show, and God, believe it or not, we've got 4 or 5 experts who started with us 16 years ago that are still with us. Let me tell you something. This show for the next 25 minutes is so important because I'm on Medicare. I'm not afraid to admit it, and we found the greatest agent, and I'm telling you, it is so important that you have a good agent because I had the worst agent. I mean, the worst. And we were not only we were lucky to find Stephen Fromm with the Fromm Insurance Services, but we've also got him now for our Florida market, which is a huge market for us. So let me introduce you to our expert, Stephen Fromm.
Hey, Steve. Thanks again for having me on the show. Greatly appreciate the opportunity to, help families and make a positive difference in their lives. It means a lot to us. So thank you again.
There's so many advantage plans that had major changes that are affecting so many people. I mean, the first thing, God, Steve and I noticed on my plan is they're not paying like they used to, but I understand I should be lucky that they didn't pull stakes up and leave.
That is very true, Steve. That is very true. Just some data that we've come across, approximately 3 million seniors across the United States are going to lose coverage on their Medicare Advantage plan.
Oh, my God, no.
Yeah, from plan terminations or service area reductions. In New Jersey, for example, the estimate is around 60,000 seniors are going to have to choose a different Medicare Advantage plan or possibly go back to original Medicare. And that is something that is available for them as well.
That is so sad, Stephen, because, I mean, people rely on Medicare. We've paid for years out of our pocket for this. And you know what? I thought I was going to have to change this year, but I started thinking, God, if I change, God, I might have to change my doctor and so many things. I said, you know what? I just be lucky and stay with the company I'm with. So what is going on with Medicare this coming year?
I'll use the term medical inflation or Medicare inflation, we'll call it. How's that for an answer? I need to use a very generalized term at this point. Just so many changes with the carriers deciding that they're not going to offer plans in certain service areas. So those plans are just no longer available to seniors. And a lot of seniors are not aware of that. I've had a lot of calls the last 3 weeks saying I was not aware my plan is no longer offered. As well as I work with a lot of seniors that may be in a remote area. And now there's very limited plans to offer to them. And as you just mentioned, maybe the doctors are not in network anymore. Maybe that special hospital they like is not in network.
Right.
Maybe their drug coverage now is completely different than it was. So there's a lot of education that we're doing every day with seniors, helping them understand what's important to them.
You know, what bugs me, Stephen, is you see these national commercials, and I am getting inundated by robocalls. But the thing is, it's different by county. Mm-hmm. So it's not one fits all. So when they do these national commercials and tell you what they're going to offer, it doesn't mean that's what you're going to get in your county.
That is very, very true. Unfortunately, with those national commercials that you mentioned, they promote the zero premium Medicare Advantage plan. And
Yes.
unfortunately, seniors hear that term zero premium, they think zero cost. And they don't realize that Medicare Advantage plans, there's costs involved. There's co-payments, there's, there's hospital stays or skilled nursing. Those are per diem rates. And a lot of agents don't take the time to drill down and educate with their senior that, by the way, doesn't mean you have zero cost on your plan. There's going to be some out-of-pocket expenditures should you need to go in the hospital or skilled nursing, take an ambulance ride, something like that. It's a big difference, and we take time to make sure they understand every aspect of their plan. Very important to us.
Stephen, I love your agency. I was shocked at the numbers for your first show, and they're only going to grow. Tell me about your agency, the From Insurance Services.
Well, thank you very much. I was really in the mortgage business for 20 some odd years, and I changed my career, honestly, to get into elder care back in, say, 2012. Unfortunately, my grandmother suffered from dementia, forgot who I was, and maybe changed my thought process and everything. So during that time, I actually became a certified dementia practitioner and a certified senior advisor, so make sure I can understand the industry. And then after working in elder care, I decided back in 2018 that there's a big connection with insurance. And so many seniors don't understand Medicare insurance. So that's when I decided to start my company and build upon there. It's a slow process, but we're making great strides right now. And we're helping so many families, which is wonderful. There's nothing better than getting a phone call from a senior saying, thank you. Thank you very much for all the time you spent with me.
Stephen, I got to tell you, we've got a lot of shows that we're going to be doing, and I hope we can do a show 1 month on long-term care. And the reason why I say that, it is getting so expensive. And when I hear you talk about elder care, I don't think people really know what's entailed when it comes to elder care.
No, it's, that is actually I specialize in Medicare and health insurance. We do offer, life insurance, disability, long-term care. And that is one thing I truly try to educate, families on, that, you're going to age in place, and, it's your responsibility to pay for care. And there are plans out there called long-term care insurance. They're a lot different now than they were in the past, but they're still there. They're still there, and, they're advantageous. And we can structure a plan around what the needs are of that family, which is important.
We just got our first text. They want to know, does your company also have a plan for, I guess it's pre-burial?
That is a great question. Yes, we do offer, we call it final expense insurance, which is also AKA burial insurance. And that is also one of the things that I specialize in. It's a very, very important benefit. It helps so many families. And we know how to structure it properly for families. There are some underwriting questions that you have to go through depending on maybe some pre-existing conditions you have, but there's a plan available for everybody. And that's one of the things that we can talk about.
Wait till they see the price tag on that one, right?
It's out there.
I know this is going to be a dumb question, but I got to remind everybody, I knew nothing about Medicare. I wish there was a show like this when it was time for me to sign up for Medicare. And it was so costly, Stephen. We've talked about this on our last show to me. And I'm going to say this. It might sound like a dumb question, but I know there's a lot of people out there like me. What is Medicare and who qualifies for it?
Well, Medicare is a government program, and there is Part A and Part B for your hospital and your doctors. And that typically covers 80% of the expense that you incur, going to the hospital or doctor. And then with original Medicare, there's called Medicare supplemental plans. And that plan, what that plan does, it helps offset that remaining 20% coverage so that someone could have 100% coverage with original Medicare Part A and Part B. There is a monthly premium for that plan. And one of the things that we hopefully are doing right now and making a big effort with our Facebook advertising is educating people turning 65. A lot of people don't realize when they turn 65, they have what's called their initial enrollment period, which is the 3 months before they turn 65, the month of, and 3 months after. It's so important that they understand and enroll during the initial enrollment period to avoid lifelong penalties. So that's one of the things that we're really educating everyone on right now, and it's been very successful for us.
And I got to tell you, I know for a fact it's costly. And so this is now explain to everybody, because this is open enrollment time, but there's a window on this.
Correct. The window is closing soon on December 7th. It started on October 15th and it ends in December 7th, which is called AEP, Annual Election Period. And during this period of time, seniors have the opportunity to review their current Medicare plans and make changes as needed. And with the shift in the industry right now, with pricing for doctors and hospitals and drugs, it behooves everyone to take the time to call us and do that annual review. It's very important because a lot of seniors don't take the time to do it, and then come and there's some surprises and they're not too happy about it.
What if you're working and you have, I guess, health insurance from your job? Do you still want to sign up for Medicare?
Not necessarily. There's different circumstances. It depends on how many employees are the company. You could continue your employer credible coverage. You have to enroll in Part A, but you can delay Part B if you'd like, not having to pay that Part B premium. And as long as you have credible employer coverage, and at some point when that comes to an end, then you have an election period to enroll in Medicare. So again, it all depends on everyone's circumstances, and that's one of the things we work on hard is reviewing the employer, understanding the benefits they offer. Again, doing a needs analysis to understand what's better for you, the employer plan or possibly enrolling in Medicare.
I wanted to tell you this during the show so I could get a response from you. About 2 days after your show, I had an insurance agent call me, Medicare insurance agent call me, who heard your show and wanted a show like that for himself. And he said to me, I got to tell you this. He said, I listened actually to the whole show, and your expert was very good at explaining. Now, I'm going to tell you the importance of that is normally when someone calls, like a competitor, oh my God, Stephen, they got the expert down and I'm better than him. And he was he was telling me what a great knowledge you had. I thought that was really amazing. So I wanted to tell you that during the show. He didn't tell me anything I didn't already know.
Well, I truly appreciate that. So thank you very much. And I'm very fortunate. Throughout my life, I've had a lot of exposure to not just Medicare and health insurance, but understanding group health insurance, which helps me help families when they're understanding everything. Again, I pride myself in, when I speak to a family, make sure you understand your benefits. Talk about other benefits that you may not be aware of. And finally, we're here to make a positive difference in your life, as well as the client for life. That's the way, we work with every family.
Hey, I want to remind everybody this Thursday, there's a lot of people in the New York and New Jersey area who also live in Florida, and a lot of them are even moving to Florida. You've got your new Florida show starts Thursday at 5:00 Eastern time, and we will be doing our Medicare show for Florida. So I just want to remind everybody about that this Thursday. I just heard you say Medicare Advantage, which is what I have, but there's also an original Medicare. What's the difference?
Well, Medicare Advantage plans, for example, they're all encompassed. So, for example, they cover Part A, Part B, and prescription drugs, as well as they do offer some additional ancillary benefits, such as dental, vision, and hearing. And some plans offer what's called OTC, over the counter. And what that is a card that is prepaid that they possibly can use on a quarterly basis to help, buy wellness products as needed. Compared to original Medicare, which is Part A and Part B, as we mentioned before, for the hospital and the doctor. And then you have your Medicare supplemental plan. So you have the original Medicare, and then you enroll in your Part D prescription drug plan. Original Medicare does not offer any dental, vision, and hearing. So we make sure that we educate all of our families, letting them know that dental, vision, hearing is not available for them through original Medicare. And we have the opportunity to work with them because we work with other insurance carriers that do offer very, very competitive plans regarding dental, vision, and hearing for them.
What about, when we got 3 text messages all basically asking the same thing about prescription drugs. Does Medicare automatically cover prescription drugs?
Well, you need to, again, during your initial enrollment period, enrolling in Part D prescription drugs is so important. And each plan is different. The premiums differ from insurance companies, as well as what costs they cover the drugs. Each carrier is different on how they will pay for various drugs. And because of all the shifts heading into 26, we've seen a lot of premium increases, as well as we've seen certain companies no longer cover a drug, or maybe cover a drug at a certain different tier now, making it more costly for the senior to afford. So again, comes back to AEP and making sure we take the time to do the annual plan review, specifically, honestly, with Part D right now. It's so important. It's causing a lot of expenses for seniors.
Stephen, I got to tell you, before I got Medicare, I would remember people saying, oh, typical government program, having problems with it. I got to tell you, I have loved Medicare. Oh my God. I mean, it has been a lifesaver for me. One of the things that I'm going to admit it is I do that skinny injection, very expensive. It's about $1,000 to $1,200 a month. And my Medicare, my outpay was $30 a month for the first 6 months. And then the last 6 months, nothing. I mean, here's a drug that alone is $1,000 a month.
It is.
So I love Medicare.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, you're in a great plan that's helping you. There's a sliding scale with respect to how the drug is being covered.
Yes.
And as you can see, after the beginning, towards the end of it, well, the premium is a lot different what you're paying.
Yes.
So that's great.
I did notice this year because I got glasses this year. 2 years ago, I didn't have to pay anything. The exam, the glasses. This year I had to pay $130 out of pocket. So things do change, but I love Medicare. I think it's the greatest thing, and we've paid in it for long enough. We should be able to take advantage of it, right?
That is true. That is true. And you just mentioned the vision. That is so important when you're speaking with a senior regarding their Medicare Advantage plan for a second. We definitely take the time to educate them on their dental benefits, their vision, and their hearing, especially dental. I get a lot of phone calls from seniors regarding dental benefits because as we age in place, things change. And a lot of times, the agent has not educated them about their current dental plan. They don't realize that they may have a $1,500 or $2,000 allowance each year, and they're not taking advantage of it. So that's why we take the time to say, hey, listen, you preventative, there's medical, there's major services that are covered here. We need to discuss this, as well as, a lot of seniors don't know what to do sometimes. So I'll just do a 3-way call with the insurance company, and we'll call the insurance company with the senior to make sure they clearly understand their benefits. And it's usually a dental network. Let's make sure we get them the right information so they can roll with the dental network and they can see a dentist that's in network. Very, very important.
I was talking at the beginning of the show about how important it is to have a good agent. I got to tell you, about 10 months into my Medicare program, I had a call. I used Humana, and they said, how come you're not using your over the counter, I guess there was a certain amount of money. I said, what are you talking about? They said,
Yep.
I have $400 over the counter and you haven't used any of it. You know, my agent didn't say one thing to me about it at all. And
Mhm.
I got to tell you, at $400, I got a lot of over the counter drugs.
Yeah, and that is great to hear, because again, a lot of agents don't take the time like we do and go through every single thing of the Medicare Advantage plan. And you'd be surprised how many seniors I speak with and go, you realize you have an over-the-counter benefit? And they say to me, what? And I go, yeah, you have an
Yes.
over-the-counter benefit. I said, you're given an allowance, either it could be each month or every quarter, to buy wellness supplies, or maybe it's for food, whatever it is. And they didn't know. So again, we call the insurance company, because there's a certain number they have to call, and we get them set up on every, almost like Amazon. So every month, every 3 months, they will get what they need, and they don't have to do anything else. So it's a great benefit available to seniors.
So it's almost, when they sign up with you, it's almost turnkey. I mean, you handle almost everything for them.
We do try. And as I said in the beginning, for me, it's very important to make a positive difference in the life of every family we speak with, as well as customer for life. That is so important. Customer for life. You have a question, call me, and if I don't know the answer right now, I will do my due diligence and I will find you the answer. So that's the way we run the practice here.
Stephen, tell people how they can reach you.
Sure, that is a great question. They can give us a call at area code 908-268-2356. They can call or text us, as well as go to our website, which is www.fromme.com. Any senior I speak with, I always tell them, especially now with, as you mentioned, robocalls, telemarketers, I tell every senior I speak with, I said, please go to our website, see all the services we offer, read my bio, as well as go to the bottom of the page and read our amazing Google reviews. And I'm sure you'll be very happy to know who you'll be working with.
Well, I know we're happy we've got you. Hey, I will see you Thursday with your new Florida show.
Yes, you will. And I'll be giving you some amazing numbers, how that's changing in Florida. So I think you're going to be shocked.
Good. Hey, thank you so much. I'm so glad we've got you. And thank your wife for all that great work she's doing in the background.
I will make sure Judith knows. So thank you very much.
Okay, Stephen, I'll see you Thursday.
All right.
That's
have a great
Stephen
night.
Fromm. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with more Ask the Experts.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.